now rocking with the best. Who's the boxing show that's knocking out the competition? The kick-ass podcast that make you want to listen. The place where boxing fans and fighters rejoice. Thumbs up for Richie, you're listening to the fighter's voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fighter's Voice Live. Coming to you here in Madera, California. Earlier today, we had with us Teofimo Lopez Sr. a little after 5, and then we had Montana Love a little after 7 o'clock. And now with us, we have undefeated contender, signed out of Top Rank Boxing, the one and only Arnold Barboza, who's been a good sport, you know, through all this and has some news to drop. And better yet, I'm going to let him say it himself. Welcome to the show, Arnold. How we doing, my man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. How are yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Arnold Barboza, man, I mean, that let's just jump right to it, man. I mean, that vocal dispute, that vocal difference, that vocal argument or plot, whatever, you can call it whatever you want, man. It just took off. You said exactly what you needed to say. There was something that bothered you, and you were able to address it. And you called in. We took the call, and we made it happen, man. Other than that, how are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. You know, just in the gym, working. I appreciate you, accepting my call the other day.
Absolutely.
I had to address it, somehow. You know what I mean? I feel like over the phone was probably the best thing, man, because in person it wouldn't have turned out well. I promise you that, especially my pops was right there too, So it is what it is. We said what we had to say, and the ball's in their court, man. If they want to do it, we can do it.
Well, I mean, as a fan and a supporter and a podcast host, I'd like to see it. I mean, it needs to take place. These are the fights that the boxing fans, that the sport of boxing needs. Back to the olden days, you say something about me, you disrespect me, let's make it happen. Let's take care of it in the ring. No other way.
Yeah, man, you're exactly right. I'm just not really, big on the, on the social media and talking shit. And, even though I have dinner, more recently because of all this is going on, but, that's just not me, but, I was really legit, fucking angry, and I still am a little bit, on so how disrespectful his pops is and him, you know what I mean? Like, these guys, man, have no respect. And, now you know why Teofimo, is the way he is, because of his dad. His dad didn't teach his son no type of respect, and it is what it is, man. I would love to fight him. I would beat him, 100%. I'm positive about that. And, I just think, those guys are just blowing smoke, man. Honestly, with everybody, you've seen them arguing with Devin Haney and making themselves look even more stupid on both sides, so man, this kid, man, this dad, man, there's something else, man, for real.
Well, you know what? Let me bring everybody up to speed. And correct me if I'm wrong. It started off with you noticed a video that was addressed to you from Teofimo Jr., right? Inside of the gym, or was it both him and his father? I wasn't too sure. It was you didn't like what they had to say. You thought it was very disrespectful. We had Teofimo Sr. on the show. You're one of among several callers that some actually didn't even answer or pick up. You called, you got on the air, and you stated your case. You questioned why that comment was made, and then the rest just kind of took off.
Well, what happened was, so it was the day of the Tyson Fury fight. I think they were there, and then like I seen a video that that he had mentioned my name to fight in January. Yeah. And which was cool, I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm down. Let's do it.
Be a good fight.
I haven't received no call, or I keep in mind, like, I hadn't even, like, heard anything about it. He's the one that brought my name up, in that situation. And, like, I didn't know, so I said, fuck yeah, let's get it. Like, I'm down. Yeah. So, and then, I seen another video. He did an interview with his dad. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, he stated this whole fucking thing, like this whole plan that they have, right? Like, he's like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna fight in November against Cambosis, and then after that we're gonna get Barboza in January, like a tuna fight. He's a tuna fight before, we fight Josh Taylor. And then so I was like, hold up, like that's the shit that fired me up. Song. And I was like, a tuna fight? What the fuck you mean tuna fight? You know, but I don't know if you got to worry about Cambosis and you're over here thinking I'm a tuna fight. Like, come on, man. You know, like, so that was disrespectful on his part. You know, like being, you know, because I know how hard I worked to get to this spot. Yeah. You know, I didn't have, I still don't have, you know, big social media following and. You know, so I really earned it the hard way. You know, like I really started from the ground up. You know, there was no, you know, big hype around me. You know, I had to earn my contract from Top Rank. So someone that works hard, man, you spit in someone's face like that is disrespectful. You know what I mean? So that's what got me mad. And then like I hit up, you know, Teofimo Sr. Through Instagram. I sent him a personal message on a personal level. You know, like to not like do any of this you know, like this blow up shit. You know. And because that's the type of person I am, man. You know, like if I'm a Titan, I want to talk alone. You know, I don't want. Yeah. There don't need to be no people around and shit like that. You know, so I sent him a personal message. He didn't even read it, respond to it. So I seen he was gonna be on your show, and I took that as an opportunity to you know to talk to him and see what's up. You know, see what's going on. You know, because obviously you know someone's putting my name in his mouth. You know, I don't know if it's from someone from Top Rank or it's his son or I don't know what, but. You know, now that he you know said something, you know, that now let's be on your word, man, and let's do it. You know, like if you think I'm a fucking tuna fight, let's get it, man. You know, he's gonna make a mistake doing it, but that's on them.
You know, you're letting the world know, hey, don't overlook me. Don't let the no title around my waist fool you. You're the uncrowned champion, Arnold. You've been ready for a while now. The day that I talked to you, and I refer to that day back when you had that Laker jersey on, and we were talking after your victory, Lee Samuels came up to me and he said, Richard, keep an eye on this kid.
Yeah. He that was a big fight for me. That was kind of like my coming out party, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, I worked really hard to get to this point, you know, and to have to be disrespected is not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward, man, to see what happens next. You know, like I'm at the point right now in my career where, you know, if I don't get a title shot, you know, and if it's not Josh Taylor or Teofimo, then it's gonna be the next biggest fight. The next man's the third, you know, whoever that is. You know, so my next fight, I'm looking to get the biggest fight possible. You know, I told my manager, you know, I want Teofimo. That's the main fight that I want. But if that can't happen, and Josh Taylor obviously can't happen because we're like in a line waiting for him, then I want the next biggest thing. You know, I want the next biggest fight, and I'll be ready, man. No matter who it is.
Well, your opportunity is going to come. I mean, you cannot be ignored, especially doing what you're doing. So that's a given, Arnold. It is going to happen. Trust me, it is going to happen, and this is the sport of boxing. One fight that is taking place, and it is going to happen, and these guys are going to meet in the ring this Saturday. A couple stablemates of yours, I say by way of Top Rank Boxing, is you got the champion, the WBO junior lightweight champion of the world, in Jamal Semperfi Herring, taking on Shakur Stevenson, the long-awaited showdown. What's your take on, first of all, the matchup? How do you see it taking place, and what do you think the outcome is going to be?
Oh, man, that's a very good fight. You know, I think, you know, everybody has Shakur Stevenson winning, you know, including myself. But, you know, I think Jamal Herring, man, is you know, I think he fights best when he's, you know, like when he's like this big underdog, in which he is, man. You know, and Jamal Herring's a really good fighter, man. He has really stepped up, you know, more every fight. Like every fight he's looked better and better. You know, the Carl Frampton, man, he looked amazing. You know,
I agree with you.
Yeah, so man, it's gonna be a real tough fight for Shakur, man. You know, and I mean, I think, you know, Shakur's under a little bit of pressure because of his last, you know, outing where, you know, he didn't look, you know, too good. I guess. Well, I mean, he looked good, but I guess
not what's expected of him.
Yeah, he wasn't exciting, I guess. You know, so I think he's gonna be a little pressure to kind of stay in there a little more, throw a little more. So I might be an advantage to Jamal Herring, man, But you know, to answer your question, man, you know, man, I do have Shakur winning, but then I could see Jamal here winning too, and I'm always rooting for the underdog, man. So I'm rooting for Jamal in this one.
I'm going to be honest with you too. I mean, what am I going to do? Get hate mail from Team Stevenson? I'm rooting for Jamal Herring, Semperfi Herring. I mean, he's treated me with respect. Not that I haven't had the opportunity to really sit down and talk to Shakur Stevenson. I've seen him at some different places, said hello to him. He said hello as he was leaving or taking care of business. But Jamel Herring, he's I have the opportunity of meeting with him, sitting with him, and he's took it upon himself to acknowledge what we do and what we stand for. So not just because of that, I do love the role of the underdog, and I do agree with you that Carl Frampton fight was a masterpiece. And you're as good as your last fight, and I hope he shows up that way, and we're going to have one hell of a fight.
Yes, sir. I think he will. I think he will, man. I think he building off that fight. He's going to definitely come in, man, and give Shakur anything to handle.
I agree with you, and I hope that's what we do see. There was a press conference taking place today. I don't know if you had a chance to see it or take a look about it. I mean, take a look at it or hear about it, rather, and that was Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. What's your take on that fight? And once again, how do you see the outcome?
I think Tank's gonna knock him out. I'm not a fan of Rolly. I'm not a fan of his mouth. I'm not a fan of him. I think I don't want to say he doesn't deserve it. But it's kind of like, who has he really fought to get? And that's what I talk about, man. Like he hasn't fought no Salcedo. He hasn't fought no. Not even a Mike Reed, or he hasn't fought, no one even to get a title shot like that. But I mean, that's their little thing that they have going on, And I think Tank Davis, I think it's gonna be a early night for him, man. I don't think Rolly has a chin. Does he have punching power? I don't know. I guess, but I see Tank really beating him.
Well, I agree with you on this. As far as the punching power, Rolly does have punching power, but Tank's Davis's hand speed is going to neutralize that punching power. I mean, it just is. I just see Tank too devastating, too fast, too hungry, and he seemed very upset today at the press conference, as if to say, why are you even here standing next to me? Rolly, I will take my hat off to him because of this. He called for that fight. He somewhat promoted that fight, and lo and behold, he was granted the fight. So he kind of put the pieces together himself. Now, are you ready that fight? Sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for, but sometimes you can grow overnight. In this case, I don't see any weaknesses for Davis going into this fight at all. I think he wins in every aspect of the game: footwork, hand speed, power. A lot of people may suggest that Davis gets hit a lot. I don't see Rolly really moving his head a lot either. So it'll be good while it lasts. I don't think the fight goes 5 rounds, and that's my take, Mr. Barboza.
Yeah, man, same here. You hit it on the nose, man. I don't really think it goes far, but we'll see. Never know.
Now listen, there's an event coming up, man. I mean, it's going to be coming up sometime in December. I can't promise anything, but I'm going to put a good word in for you. And if I put this word in for you and it takes place, we got to have you as a guest commentator at a live boxing event taking place in December. And I'm able to pull some strings and put it together. It would be awesome for myself, along with Shelly Hollis, and to have a guest commentator such as the undefeated, top-ranked contender Arnold Barboza with the headset on, giving us his expertise on this event. If I'm able to pull that off, are you more than willing to join us in the Stockton, California area?
Oh, of course, man. Of course, it'll be an honor, man. Just you already know, man. You let me know, man. I tip my hat to you, man, and you do your thing, man, and I appreciate it. So yeah, man, of course.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to be working on that this evening as soon as I get off the phone. I want to ask you this, man, and give us some thought before you answer, because it's so quick to answer whenever you hear the name Canelo. You already think, okay, no, he's going to win by far. We got this big event, as you know, coming up with Caleb Plant, November 6th, MGM Grand. I want to talk about the undercard just briefly. We got a couple of our very own. We got, why did I want to say undefeated? Man, that just almost rolled off my tongue. I'm talking about Fresno's own Marcos Madman Hernandez, PVC fighter, who's taken on former world champion on that undercard. And it's a great opportunity for him. Can you pull up the Marcos picture, please? Once again, yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show, but I want to give the kid his props. I mean, to him, that's a great opportunity. That's a golden opportunity for him. I know that the paycheck's going to be nice, and the opposition. I will say this about our fighter from Fresno. Even though he's from Fresno, he fights worldwide, Arnold. He's never ducked a fight. He's never turned down a fight. He was never had to pull out of a fight. And knowing that, and I know your time's going to come, because Marcos continues to, whenever they pull him up there, he continues to knock him down, and I'm going to be pulling for him on that undercard.
Yeah, man, me too. That's a big opportunity, like you said. Anytime you get a chance to fight on one of the biggest cards, of the year. You got Caleb Plant and Canelo. Canelo, I think, is the best fighter in the world to me, my eyes. But man, it's a great opportunity for him, and I'm pretty sure he will come out victorious.
Actually, he's going to be televised on Showtime. There's another kid. I don't know if it's official yet, but he's mentioned it. Kilo the Kid Madera from Stockton, California is also supposed to be on that undercard. I hope it does take place. I know he's going to move up in weight, but sometimes, Arnold, you got to make the adjustments for these big opportunities. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, of course.
Put Kilo on there or remove Madman.
If they offer me a big fight at 47, it was a big fight. Of course, got to make the adjustment, but same time, just know who you are, man. Stay to it, So rooting for him too, man. Anybody, you guys, friend of mine, man. So hopefully he gets it.
That's right. That's right. Now I want to talk about the main event before I talk about Arnold Barboza's career, because I want to get all this expertise out of this fighter. I can say a lot of things, but my man Arnold has been inside and outside of the ring. Let's talk about the main event, Caleb Plant and Canelo. You know
what, man? I honestly don't. And they're fighting at what, like 68 or what are they fighting at?
Yeah, at 168 pounds for the undisputed. The winner is going to leave with all 4 bouts, including the Ring magazine. Can we pull that poster up, please? Thank you.
I honestly, personally, don't think anybody at 168 to 175 could beat Canelo right now. I don't think anybody can. I don't see nobody, man. I think the higher weight class that he goes to, man, he's too athletic for these guys. They don't throw as many punches. They're not as fast as, because Canelo, you got to remember, he came from what, like 147 or whatever he was at, started or wherever he started. So he's athletic.
Yeah, 147. Well, 143 when he fought Mayweather because that catch weight.
So, he's an athletic fighter. I mean, he now, if you notice, he builds a lot of muscle because he don't have to throw as much, and he doesn't have to be as athletic, because he's bigger. They're not as athletic. They don't throw as much, So I honestly don't see anybody beating Canelo right now, man. Even Caleb Plant, I think he's gonna break him down. I just don't think Caleb Plant's, strong enough to just keep him off, and that body attack, I think, is gonna end up wearing him down.
Being that said, and knowing that, we're just gonna put this hat on you. I'm gonna put a trainer's hat on you. If you were in the Caleb Plant camp, what would you need to do to try to be successful and neutralize the body attack of Canelo, or does he have just too many weapons? How not just survive, but how do we win a fight like that?
Man, to be honest, first things first, you got to have a lot of conditioning because you're going to be boxing a lot, and to box, it takes a lot of conditioning to do that. I think boxing takes more conditioning than when you're brawling, because I've done both, so I know, so I think Caleb Plant's really gonna have to get his legs really strong for this fight, and then, and when Canelo's coming in, you keep utilizing the jab, man, stepping around with it, and when Canelo's going to try to get up, throw 3 or 4 shots, you got to throw at least 3 shots because you got to try to keep him off, man. It's going to be it's hard. It's hard, man. It's going to be hard, but I think that's what he needs to do if he wants to come out victorious.
I know he's been getting some counseling and even some good word and some good conditioning as far as working with Andre Ward, to get him mentally prepared, I should say, for this contest. How much of an impact does someone from outside the camp add to a camp that's been going strong all along? How do you adapt to that? Like if someone was to come into your camp and say, okay, this is what I suggest. How do you adapt to that?
Well, it's always good to take advice, from people that know, especially people like Andre Ward, and sometimes, a lot of the times, sometimes the advice, it works and sometimes it doesn't, you just got to try it and see how you feel, for example, me, I'm not scared to, copy something from fighters, like if I see something during a fight that a fighter, he could be, it could be an undercard, like in a little show, if I like something that a fighter does, I could try to do it in the gym, and if it works for me, I'll keep it. If not, I won't, but advice is always good to get, man. I take advice from everybody, I listen to it, and I always try to give it a try, man, because you never know. You're never gonna stop learning in boxing. So it's always good to take advice, man, because you never know. It might be the advice that gets you somewhere.
What's the best advice that you received in that just made the most impact in your career, or you were able to utilize inside of a fight?
To be honest, I think the team that we have is strong. It's my dad, of course, is my trainer. But I also have Don Chuy, who's been boxing, man, for over 40 years plus. And he has a lot of knowledge, man, a lot of little tricks. And he's been with some of the best fighters, and and his son too. They're both my cut man, but Don Chuy also trains me. He's also mitts me like 2 days out of the week, and I soak in all the knowledge from him. And I think my game, got stronger when we started doing that. Like we started, I started listening to him and to my father, and we just clicked, man. We're all on the same page, and we're making adjustments for this next fight, man, where it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna be a different fighter, and it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be good, man. I can't wait.
Can you drop a hint on us? Do you know when we're fighting, or who talks, or what names have come across the board for you, or a time frame for you?
Most likely we're looking for sure. We're done for the year. We're gonna see what happens with everything. With Teofimo and with Josh Taylor and all these other fights happen. And then next year, hopefully, beginning of the year, January, February, we can get something going. But as far as names, I none have really been thrown out there. I told my manager that I want one guy right now. If I can't get him, then we can start talking about two. Second. I just want whoever. If I can't get those two top guys, first to me it's Teofimo and then Josh Taylor. I mean, but if they give me Josh Taylor first, of course I'll take him. You know what I mean? But
absolutely,
Teofimo's the one I really, really want right now. If I can't get him, man, then I want third best up. It don't matter who it is.
Can I tell you what I'm feeling, Arnold? When I think you're gonna fight next, and where we're gonna see you?
Yes, sir.
I think we're gonna see. Correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I think we're going to see Arnold Barboza Jr. in Fresno, California in the first week of February, around there. That's what I'm feeling. That makes the most sense to me. If you're done for the year, this makes sense. Stevie Wonder can even see the layout.
Yeah, man. My manager's for Fresno. He does big things out there. So that's a good scenario. That's a really good scenario. But if I am fighting in Fresno, I want to be the main event. I want to be fighting against the main event fighter. You guys know who maybe that is.
Okay. I may know. Tell us who is that? I mean, because if you're not going to send up for the co-main event, you want the main event. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah.
This is the fighter's voice, brother.
I think.
Put his mic on louder, please.
No, I think a fight that's always was always kind of bound to happen was like me and Jose Ramirez. I think that was always kind of bound to happen. I was always willing to fight him in Fresno. And I remember Rick, before he was even my manager, like he had told me, hey, you know what, you might be, if the fight with Posto doesn't happen, like you might, we have you on number one to like replace him if, that doesn't happen. So that's always, kind of, I think been bound to happen. I mean, I've been hearing Jose Ramirez's name since I beat Mike Alvarado, since I beat Mike Reed, actually, like, oh yeah, you might fight Jose Ramirez next, or you might fight him after he beat Amir, Amir Iman, whatever his name is. I've been hearing since then, my team, man, we have the most respect for that guy, man. He is a good dude, man. He is a good dude outside the ring person, man, and that's a really cool dude, man. Like I haven't really like talked to him for a lot of time, but like I remember after the Victor Posto fight, because we fought on the same card. I was a co-main, man. We chopped it up for a few seconds, man. And dude, man, I'm telling you, I have much respect for him, man. And I just think that my style and his style makes it a really good fight. If that opportunity presented itself, of course, man, I would be honored, man, and I would really fight him, and it'll be a great fight.
Arnold, from the moment I met you, I think I brought that name up to you as well.
Yeah, you did.
And I just been recently saying that, man, I mean, that would just be fireworks. I mean, two men meeting in the middle. oh my gosh, it's like Godzilla versus King Kong, man. I mean, honestly, I it is what it is. That would be a great fight for boxing. That would be one for the history books. And that is a fight, and I'm going to act like I don't know any of you guys. So being that said, that is a fight that needs to happen for boxing.
Yeah, man. Like, that's a very good fight, man. And, me, I know Jose Ramirez has respect for me, because we're both, Rick says it all the time. He goes, man, you and Ramirez kind of like are similar, like in the way you guys are, outside the ring, as well as inside, like, he is a very respectful, this and that, and just know that he has respect for you guys. And so I told Rick, man, it's the same thing here, man. Like it would be an honor to fight him. It would. And especially in Fresno, man. And Rick being both of our managers, I know that he will be able to throw on a big show, man. So I mean, if that fight does present itself, if I can't get any other big fight, then so be it, man. That's the fight that I want. If that's the next big name they give me. So, let's see, man. You never know.
I'll say this, man. That fight will not only sell out. You don't even need an undercard for that fight. You just go straight to the main event. I mean, that is like I said, one for the history books. That would be one hell of a fight. You may see a Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler first round.
Yeah, man, trust it. Ramirez, man, he, I love his style, man. Like when he fought Josh Taylor, man, we're rooting for him. We threw some money down on him too. He's just like relentless, man. He's just, as the fight goes on, he gets stronger and stronger, and that's a good thing, man. Like I said, I know my style and I know his style, man. And those two styles colliding, man. That's like you said, it's fireworks. That's fight of the year candidate for me, if you ask me.
It is. One other fight that I'm going to throw at you too, and I see it as a possible matchup. I see this fight actually making a lot of sense. He's looking for an opponent. He said, Richard, I just need an opponent. And that's Regis Prograis. How do you think your style matches up with him? And if it does take place, are you willing to go as far as wherever you need to be to make the fight happen? And when I say that, even maybe New Orleans, maybe the UK may honor it. It's just this is a fight that also makes sense.
Yeah, man. Look, Regis is another fighter who was very strong. He's very good. Of course, I would entertain the fight. Like I said, if I can't get those two top guys that I want to get, whoever's number three, if it's Ramirez, if it's Regis, I would fight him. I want to fight him. I want the biggest fight possible next. I want to, if I can't get the title shot, I want to prove why I'm the best 140 pounder now. I'm not trying to, now I'm not going to try to, sugarcoat around it no more. Now I'm like, okay, now if I need to prove myself again, then I'll do it again. So whoever that is, man, whether it's Regis or Jose or, or any other guy, man, at the top, they don't matter to me no more, man. I just want to get the biggest fight possible.
I can see you and Regis sharing the ring and it being a great fight. A while back when I spoke to you, you were willing to wait. What I see today, Arnold, is the waiting's over. I'm ready. I mean, give me the call. I paid my dues. I'm undefeated. I beat every man that's in front of me. How much longer do I need to wait? You're willing to take on anybody and everybody.
No, yeah. Like the only way that I'll wait is for Teofimo if he needs time. Like if he's really serious, man, if he's not just blowing smoke and he's really serious, he's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll fight him. Well, first he has Cambosos. First he's got to get through that, But
how do you see that? Okay, wait. How do you see that fight happening? How do you see it taking place? What do you see that's going to develop in that fight? And then we'll go back to what you were talking about. To
be honest, I don't know, because I follow Cambosos on Instagram, and we share some messages with him, and he's hungry and he's been working hard, and sometimes, man, hard work beats talent, like they always say.
Yeah.
People are looking, they're writing them off, man, and Teofimo's making all these plans, man, but don't let Cambosos surprise you. I mean, I've never seen Cambosos fight personally. I've never seen him fight, But I seen how hungry he is, man, and maybe that could be enough. But we'll see, man. We'll see how that fight goes out, and if Teofimo does win that fight, and he comes out clean or whatever, no injuries, and he's real serious about coming to 140 and making it happen with me, then let's do it. There's not, no need, to his dad to be talking for him, man, or whatever, But if they're really serious, man, let's do it. If not, then just shut the fuck up and just don't even talk about me no more. Just let my name of the fuck out your mouth, and that's it.
Well, I think the message was delivered. I think it was very well noted, and I think you are on that list. When I say that list, that's not a bad thing. You're on the list of top contenders where that makes sense not only for the fans, the pocketbooks, and also the opportunity.
Oh yeah, man. It's not a bad list, but at the same time, if once he fights Kambosos and his next move is not going to be at 140, it's not going to be us, then we're going to take any big fight that's under that.
Can I update you on something real quick?
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to get too happy yet, but it's the bottom of the 6th, and Dodgers are up 6-2 right now.
Oh man, yes, sir. Man, I was mad yesterday.
Me and you both.
Man, it's just, I hope, man, they get through this one, and winning 2 more games is going to be it's going to be tough, man. So hopefully they can do it, though, man. They can pull it off, and I hope they do, man, for real.
Hey, we were down 3-1 before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did it once.
So I just had to update you there. Hey, man, what team are you rocking with the football team? Are you a Ram fan? Are you a Raider fan? Or I'm just throwing them out there because, you're California.
Nah, I'm a Raiders fan, man. Die hard, been a Raiders fan since I was a pup, man. My dad,
That's right.
I've been a Raiders fan, so I'm a Raiders fan. I can't go for any other team, man. Even if I wanted to try it, I was happy that we got an LA team, the Rams, but I don't mess with them, man. It's just the Raiders all day.
No, I feel you, man. Without getting too political on it, what was your whole take on the whole coaching change with you guys?
You know what, man? I think you're responsible for your actions, right? What you say.
Yeah.
Even if the messages were old or real. I heard they were from 2018, even up to
Oh wow.
Stuff he was saying, but the coaching change, man. To be honest with you, man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with John Gruden to begin with. When we first got him, I was happy. It's like, oh yeah, Chucky's back, man. Like hell yeah, But once he let my favorite player Khalil Mack go, man, I was it. It really tested my faith, man. It really tested my Raider faith, man, because I had 3 jerseys from him, and
you were well invested in your stuff. Oh, you order your jerseys. You don't get them at the corner.
No, hell no. I ordered those shits, So I'm telling you,
300 a piece.
I was like, man, I was sad. I was legit sad, bro. Like fucking sad, legit sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, how are you gonna let go of a one in a generation player? You don't do that. We had a foundation. You know what I mean? We had a foundation where we had the defense was evolved around him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Around Khalil Mack. Derek Carr was coming. We had an MVP season, right? We were 12-4 until he broke his leg, and then he changed a little bit. But he just came, man. And I feel like he messed everything up. And then last season, he got rid of 3 of our best linemen. While Trent Brown was always hurt, but center Ronnie Hudson and Gabe Jackson, man, he got rid of those guys, and now our offensive line is not looking good. So it's like, man, he just came in and kind of destroyed a lot of shit. And then now he just bounces, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, I think he was just trying to be too smart, man. He thought he was too smart, and he was messing up the team, man. So I was kind of, I never want to be happy that someone gets fired, you know what I mean? I never wish bad upon that, you know what I mean? But, I'm kind of, I'm happy the change came, man, to be honest.
No, and things happen, and for whatever reason they happen. I just wanted to see what a true Raider fan thought about the coaching change and everything that went down, and very, very well said, Arnold. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, man. I'm a big Raider. I can name all my players, offense, defense.
Who's your favorite player right now for the Raiders?
Man, you know what? I got to go with Mad Max, man, Crosby, because he, I feel like he lives like that underdog role. He was a 4th-round pick out of Michigan, and he
That's right.
Him and Jonathan Abram, bro. Jonathan Abram too. I gotta, the safety, man. I like him because, you know, when I remember when they had the Hard Knocks, you know, one thing I always said too, you know, before I even seen that, I was like, man, like, because my dad always told me, like, you know, when I have a fight or anything, like, no, don't burn yourself out, like in the gym, because I go hard, you know, every day. And then and you know, Jonathan Abrams said something that was cool, man. He goes, "Oh, I only know 2 speeds, fast and very fast." You know, and that was cool, man. I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" You know, I related to that because that's the same thing I was telling my dad. Like, man, I just go hard. That's it. You know, so Mad Max, man, and Abram got to be my favorite players right now, man, on the Raiders.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more question, then we're gonna move on. Who's your all-time favorite Raider? And I'll let you name 2 or 3 if you know if there's any conflict.
Man, well, I really didn't get to you know, personally watching because, you know, I was too young or whatever. I wasn't even born, but, you know, I watched a lot of highlights on Howie Long, man, and I used to watch a lot of highlights on the old school Raiders, you know, the ones that were just rebels, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where my dad lived, and my dad became the Raider fan because of them, you know. So I will say, you know, Howie Long, man, he and Bo, man, I seen the, you know, the highlights, and you just see what a freak of nature he was, man. And that's, you know, Bo Jackson belonged with the players right now. The way the players look right now, play right now, that's how Bo Jackson was in that time. You know what I mean? So
ahead of the game.
So crazy, man.
Absolutely, man. So how do you think the Lakers are going to fare this year? I know you're a Laker fan. I'm a New York Knicks fan.
You know what, man? To be honest, I seen the first game they had. What was it, on Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? It was Wednesday. Wednesday, I think, was opening, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I just think it's gonna take some time, man. Like I personally don't like the Russell Westbrook move. You know, I just think
the bench.
I just think there's too many alphas in that team now. You know what I mean? Like with
absolutely, there is.
Yeah, there's too many alphas, man. And you know, you can already start seeing like a little frustration from Westbrook. Like, even though he didn't throw a fit yet or anything, but you can still see, you know, there was a play. I observed everything, and like, I know there was a fast break play where they're dribbling up, it was like 3-on-2, and then the guy still tried to give it. I forgot who was dribbling up. He tried to give the ball to LeBron still, and they stole the ball, and then Westbrook was wide open, and he was like, you see him kind of going like, damn, you know what I mean? So it's good. I think there's too many alphas on the team. I think they would have been fine without Westbrook, and we just had Rondo, Carmelo Anthony. You know, he knows he's a role player. So I just don't like the whole Westbrook thing, man. I just think it's too many alphas in one team.
Right now, Arnold, I asked you about different teams because you are not only displaying that you know the sport of boxing, but you know your sports, my man. You do. You really do. You soak it up. You're around the sport industry.
Sir. Yes, sir, man. I love sports, man. Football is my favorite season, football and basketball season, but yeah, man, and of course Dodger baseball, but yeah, I like my sports, man. I've always been into sports, man. I'm a football lover. I played football in high school, and that's the sport.
You were bigger in high school. You weighed more in high school.
Yeah, like 215, man. I for some reason thought I was gonna go to the NFL and shit, and I just wrong with that. When I dedicate myself to something, man, I go all in, and I just hit the gym, for a whole summer, man. Just got really big.
Okay, let's talk about your gym workouts. What does your day consist of from morning, noon to night? The life and times of Arnold Barboza.
Well, right now, since we don't have a fight date, so like today, I ran in the morning.
I just say February, but okay, I'll go along with it.
Yeah. I ran in the morning today. I went to strength conditioning around 8:30 for strength conditioning. Hung out a little bit, chilled, came home, ate, showered, hung out a little bit, and then I went back to the gym, ran on the treadmill again, did some abs. And then tomorrow, it's run in the morning, and then it's gym at 10:30, boxing gym at 10:30, train, drills, and then come home, rest a little bit, and then go to the gym in the nighttime, do like a little light run again, like 20 minutes maybe on the treadmill, and that's about it for right now.
Man, you're living the life of a savage, my man. I mean, you're constantly digging and constantly flipping the script, man. I mean, every fighter can say, okay, they don't do what I do, but you're living it. I mean, whether they do what you do or vice versa, it really doesn't matter. You're getting your work done.
Oh yeah, I think I'm as far as I am right now from my hard work, man. I think I really work hard in the gym. I feel like I do. I've been around, I remember when I went to Big Bear and for the Mike Alvarado fight, I remember I was training with Gennady up there because he was up there. He had started training too, and we were running in the morning, and it was always me and Pedro Angulo running together because he still ran pretty fast. So we were up there in Big Bear, man. Always the first one's done.
What was that?
Oh no, you know who was the first one done is always was Sergey, some guy Sergey, some Russian.
Kovalov.
He was fast.
Kovalov?
Yeah. No. Sergey, he's some other guy.
Okay.
I think he's with 360 Promotions. I think it was. He fought Brandon Adams not that long ago. I think it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude runs fast, man. Dude, I kept up with him one time, but dude, it was crazy how fast he was running. But yeah, man.
That competitive nature.
I got a chance to see fighters like them, like Gennady train and stuff like that.
What was it like watching and training side by side with Triple G? And what did you get out of it?
Oh man, it was cool, man. He wasn't really too deep into training yet. He was just, he was doing like some strength stuff, and he watched me spar and he's like, oh, what weight do you fight at? And I told him, 140. He's like, 140. Like, he looked at me and he goes, oh man, very strong, yeah. And so it was cool, man, to like run with them in the morning, get to stretch with them, do abs with them, like just be around him, man. And it was cool, man. I don't think Malik Scott was up there too. He was sparring up there too. So he was up there and got to meet him, And
you had some dogs up there.
What's that?
You had some dogs up there.
Who did?
You had some dogs up there working out with you. All these elite fighters.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I had him. There's some other dudes up there too, man. I forgot their names, but yeah, man. Those some cool dudes up there, man. And for the Alvarado fight, obviously Gennady's not there no more, so it was kind of really just us in the gym. And I had my sparring partners up there, and I had my sparring partners staying with me as well inside the cabin, and we push each other, man, every day.
Iron sharpens iron, man.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I love, for the bigger fights, we always go to Big Bear and for at least a month, and it makes a difference, so that's why, I like to have, the 10-week camps, to plan everything out and get everything situated.
Exactly, man. And I'm looking forward to when your camp does take place and when you do get a fight that's written down in writing. We're going to have to go down there and get some footage of you. I'm going to have to get the name of your gym, go down there and get some content, get some coverage of you, and make it worthwhile, man. I don't want to be one sitting back say, oh, yeah, I support what Arnold Barboza does. Did you go to his fight? No. Did you go to his camp? No. I'm not trying to do that. I just trying to show up and do what you love. You never work a day in your life. Now,
yeah, for sure. Man, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, being that said, I mean, let's not overlook this fight that we got coming up in November 20th. And that's, once again, I take my hat off to both companies, Top Rank and PVC, making it happen, getting along for the better of the fighters and the fans. And that's Terrence Bud Crawford taking on Showtime Sean Porter. What do you think of the matchup? And is this fight, in your opinion, good for boxing or just another fight for Terrence Crawford?
I think this fight's great for boxing, man. And I think Porter's a dog.
Absolutely.
Man, I every time I see Porter fight, I always tell me that, man, I would hate to fight that fucking guy.
If I was a manager, I'd keep my fighter away from him. Honestly,
dude, man, that fool's rugged. You're just like, but Bud's Bud, man. My dad, my dad thinks that Porter is gonna give him a really hard time, and my dad goes, man, he could probably beat Bud. I was like, hell no, man. I don't know. Bud's Bud, man. He can fight going backwards, and he has power, man. And he lands. He's very accurate, So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a great fight. I can't wait for that fight, man. Me personally, I can't wait for it. Where's that fight at, anyways?
That's gonna take place at, I believe, the Mirage. No, Mandalay Bay, I believe. Is it the Mirage or Mandalay Bay?
Oh, so it's in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I'm gonna put in for that fight, so hopefully I can cover that fight. And if I see you down there, we're gonna have to link up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze some tickets, get some tickets for that fight.
Hey, you're Arnold Barboza. Why not? Give me a reason why they would not give you 2 tickets, man. I mean, you're doing everything that's asked of you to do.
And pops.
There you go, and sit you guys in some great seats. Now, that's going to be a good fight. I mean, I had the opportunity of watching Bud Crawford actually work out right in front of me. Now, you can watch highlights of Babe Ruth hitting home runs and so forth, but it's not until you get in the cage or you actually get to see live batting from A-Rod or any of the big leaguers. To watch Terrence Crawford work out, I mean, it was something special. I mean, you get to see a lot of things that a lot of people don't get to see. His movement, his love for the sport, and just he's mean in there, man. I don't got to tell you this. You already know.
No, yeah, he's mean, man, and you know, that's a lot of things that people don't see, like you said, and that's why he is who he is, man. That's why he's great.
That and being a great athlete. Now, I talk to Sean Porter not every day, especially right now. I respect that he's in camp, but he likes to make people feel uncomfortable in there. He doesn't take the fight just to take it. I mean, he's the throwback. I mean, if you were to break down that division, he hasn't turned down any big name, and he's been in the ring lately with all the big names. I mean, when's the last time he's had an easy fight or a non-existing name?
Oh yeah, he, like you said, he has a great experience. For sure, he has a better resume than Porter. Than Crawford does, right? But you know, like you said, he's a rough fighter, man. He puts his head in your chest and he throws, you know, and he makes it rough and tough and makes you frustrated, makes you start making mistakes. You know, like I said, that's a fighter that I would hate to fight, man.
He brings a lot to the table. Hey, I want to address this. It says, this is for Arnold Barboza Jr. You are like 26-0 right now. And I'm saying this coming from Lee Samuel. Who would you like to fight now to get where you want to go at a world title? Okay, you expressed that already, but I don't want to just, if we got to say it all over again, we will. This is from the Hall of Famer, Lee Samuel.
You know, what's up, Lee? You know, it would have, like I said, I want the Teofimo fight. That's the fight I want. But if I can't get that, and you know, obviously I can't get Taylor, then I'll do, you know, I'll like to fight Ramirez or, you know, Regis, like you mentioned. You know, Pedraza, you know, I know he was mentioned a lot too. So either one of those guys, man, any guys that are on the top above me, whoever it is, man, whoever I need to fight to get to that title shot, I'll do it. You know, so that's what I'm. You know, it don't matter to me no more.
What you stated your case and you're making your case for yourself. I mean, and you know, you're being real vocal, and that's what needs to happen, Arnold, because a quiet mouth doesn't get fed. It doesn't get the opportunity. You know, I went to a media. I think it was the weigh-in the other day. I had a hat said the fighter's voice. I had a jacket said the fighter's voice. I had a T-shirt that said the fighter's voice. And as I'm getting ready to leave the door, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is overkill, man. I can't do that. But then I stopped and said, hey, there's nobody promoting me. There's nobody managing me. If I don't promote myself, Arnold, nobody gives a damn about me. So I must be that voice even when I'm not talking.
No, yeah, man. Like you said, you know, the only, you know, the only thing, you know, is like, my thing is like, you know, I don't, you know, I wasn't really like, you know, raised like that with my pops, and like it's hard for me to adjust to this, you know, to talk shit and do that, because I get mad. I take shit personal, you know. I get on a personal level, you know.
You've been taught old school ways. Respect.
Yeah, but my pops, you know, so like I feel really disrespected, you know, like when someone comes at me, you know, in a certain way, you know, so you know, it's but if I need to speak up, man, I will, you know, and I'm the type of person that I like to do it, you know, like in private, you know, like I feel like, you know, but nowadays everyone wants to do social media to you know, to hype it up, right, to get, you know, and I feel it, man, I feel it, you know, but you know, I mean, I know they're not over here fucking, you know, practicing this shit, you know, so it's kind of like, damn, like, you know, I don't know how people could be in someone else's face, you know, and be jawing like that, and then like nothing happened, you know. It's crazy to me, man. So I don't know, man. But like you said, man, you know, the way you're saying, you're promoting yourself, that's the thing, that's the right thing to do, you know. I gotta take some tips from you, man, because I need to start promoting myself too.
Well, I tell you what, Arnold, me and you are a lot alike, and I'll compare, and I'll tell you why. Because you're ready. You're ready to go. You're that opportunity away from that big stage to be victorious, to perform, and come home with that belt. I'm sure you look around at all these guys and you say to yourself, your whole team, I can beat that guy. What has he got that I don't have? Why is he there and I'm not there yet? And just wait for that opportunity to capitalize. I'm sure you do say that because you think that way. Once your time and your number is called, not only are you going to perform, you're going to prevail, and you're going to be able to be where you like to be.
Yeah, man. That's the plan. You know, I feel like, you know, the right fight's going to come. You know, the right opportunity's going to come. And when it does, man, we'll be ready. You know, we'll be ready and we'll take full advantage.
Well, I use the illustration when you look at other fighters, you say to yourself, I can beat that guy. There's no way that guy's better than me, or there's no way I don't belong in the same ring with him. I look at other social medias and other media outlets, and I say to myself, how in the hell are you breaking down fights? Okay, yes, you got a degree, but I don't got to get on Google and look up everything. Either you have it or you don't. Google's there. I appreciate that. I'll go to Google if I need to. I'm a professional. I'll do what I need to do. But off the cuff, I don't have all the followers. I may not have all these subscriptions, and I may not treat people like shit, or I may not people or badmouth other fighters to get the viewership. But one thing I do have is the grind. I sleep with it, and I wake up with it. Today is a good day because you're part of the Fighter's Voice history, Arnold. Because in the Fighter's Voice history, we never did 3 shows in a row. We've done 2 back-to-back because we had to. But I wanted to make sure I woke up this morning. I woke up yesterday, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make myself different. And I'm going to book Teofimo's dad. And then right after him, I'm going to book Montana Love. Boom. And then I'm going to book Arnold Barboza. Boom. And you know what? The next time, we're going to book 4 shows in a row. You know why, Arnold? Because you got to test yourself and you got to continue to grow. And then I'm going to settle down and relax and say, okay, I've already proven that I can do that. The work ethic is there. How come I'm able to do that in 1 fucking hour and these people got to kiss ass and do whatever they got to do to get these other guests on? I may not have the viewership or the followers, but I'm going to keep it real. As far as building relationships or interviewing anybody, I laugh, Arnold, when they say, hey, Rich, I'm going to be on here for 15 minutes. I chuckle to myself. You know why? Because once the mic goes on and the light goes on, they feel comfortable with the Fighter's Voice platform, and they can go on and on. Enough said. If I had a mic, I'd drop it right now.
Nah, man, you're doing your thing, man, and you're grinding, man. That's why, you know, you're getting up there too, man. So man, like, keep it up, man. Like I always told you, I'm always down to come on the show, man. This podcast, man, it's an honor, man. Appreciate it.
And you know what? It's rare that I do that. It's just sometimes I had to pull my own card to throw it out there. I promoted myself just now. And then we'll move on for it. That's why I'm saying me and you have a lot in common. You look at fighters and you know you can beat them. I look at different outlets and I know I can be with them side by side. I never say that I'm the best out there. But I tell you this, Arnold, I sure in the hell didn't wake up to take second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a mindset.
It is a mindset, man. I want to ask you one tough question, and then we're going to call it an evening. How does one mentally prepare himself for that weight cut? I know just even mentally, and then the physical part too, man. And when do you say, okay, I've done it? Because a lot of fighters have told me, I know when I make weight without even looking at the scale. Do you have that how can I say? Do you know your body that well?
Oh yeah, 26 fights in, you start knowing your body well, and you start knowing, everything, man. It's like a science, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna come in, I can literally be like, all right, well, I'm gonna be this weight this week, and then next week I'll be this way, and then I'll be this way. I can really break it down. Good thing is that we've never had trouble making weight.
True professional.
Shout out to my mom. She's my mom, my girlfriend, they're my chefs. My mom.
There you go.
She really, man, she really studies and does her thing, man, and she cooks good. You know what I mean? She cooks healthy. But cutting weight, man, it's of course it's a struggle for everybody. No one likes cutting weight. I mean, you're not eating what you want to eat, right? You're not, drinking what you want to drink. You know what I mean? But fight week, man, it's I don't struggle with weight until like the last day. When I really struggle, because I drop weight as Cam's going. I'm not the fighter that drops a lot of weight and one time, gets all weak and can't even do anything. Nah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not me. So we're always, once we get like a fight day, we're always watching what we eat. It's not, we're not going over a lot of weight. So man, the cutting weight is just, it's definitely a struggle for every fighter. I mean, you can see it in the weigh-in pictures. You know what I mean? How every fighter looks, it's crazy. Yeah. But man, it's something that once you when you're like already up there and you get up there and fight, your body. And it's something that that you get used to, man, and you can do it.
Well, very well said. I just had to ask you that question, man. Some fighters, they avoid it or they don't like talking about it. You embraced it. And before we go, I got to ask you this. And when I ask this, it's not a knock against this gentleman who took an L. I'm asking because I want to see what true professional fighters think about this. This fighter is a personal friend of mine. I honor our friendship, and I honestly think deep down that he is going to win another world title. what was your take on the outcome, and if you had a chance to watch Mikey Garcia fight last Saturday?
You know, to be honest, I only seen I think I only seen like the last 4 rounds, I think it was. But I just didn't see Mikey throwing a lot of punches. You know, I know for sure he's gonna bounce back. I mean, come on, you're talking about, you know, a guy that hasn't fought, what was it, like 2 years or something like that?
And we're talking about a 4-division world champion.
Yeah, and he hadn't fought like in a year and some change. And the guy he fought, man, Sandro Martin, right, something like that.
Yeah, he
is no scrub, man.
No.
My pops, you know, my dad. Listen, my dad does homework on all. He does homework on all the top 15 fighters. You know, he can name you. He can tell you what style all top 15 fighters. He already looked at them. A lot of fight videos, I guarantee you, 100%. You know, my dad's a boxing junkie, bro. He fucking does his homework. He knows all the fighters. He knows what fighters are good for me, what fighters are can give me trouble. So he said that he knew who that guy was. He's like, man, he goes before you Mikey fight, he goes, hey, that guy he's not bad, man. He goes, that guy's good. He's not bad. He goes, he can box and he can counter punch and he can find the inside a little bit. And sure enough, man, I seen the last 4 rounds and I was like, oh shit, you know, this guy's not bad, you know. And then so I think that fight, you know, got him up there, you know, and got him, you know, got his name up there.
I think that fight did a lot of good if you look at the outcome. Of course, okay, Martin, he's there. He was awarded the fight. And number 2, I think in this fight, you'll never, ever see that Mikey Garcia ever again in the ring. That was a shell of who he is. And I'm not taking anything away from Team Martin. They got the W. They're going to get more opportunities. I praise your victory. Team Garcia is going to fight back at Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy, and you're never going to see that Mikey Garcia ever again. I think it's going to light a fire in him. I think he's going to look at himself in the mirror and says, you know what? It's time to wake up. It's time to do what I was born to do. It's time to display the skills that I've been born with, that I've been given. And I'm here to show the world that Mikey Garcia is no slouch. He's not lazy. I still love the sport of boxing, and I will win another strap before it's all said and done.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. You're absolutely right with that one, man. He's 4-division champ for no reason, you know, so I think he'll bounce back, man.
You know what? I got to ask you this, man. What do you got to say to all the fans and followers that watch and support Arnold Barboza Jr.?
Man, just stay tuned, man. Stay with me. Hopefully we get a fight date soon, a fight announcement soon, opponent. You know, we're going to try to get the best fight possible. And just stay with me, man. There's going to be fireworks when I fight, I promise.
Hey, you heard it from the man himself, the undefeated fighter, the top-ranked contender, getting ready to make it happen. Once his number is called, once that opportunity is there, I can guarantee you one thing: Arnold Barboza will not only show up, he will prevail, come home with that strap, put it on his lap, and you know what? Putting his name all over the map. You heard it here, only on the Fighter's Voice. It's a wrap. As always, thumbs up for Richie.
All right, man. See you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Because a lot of changes. That's